Gossiping reveals more about the person gossiping than the person being gossiped about. One of the rules I have when I work inside of an organization is that I don't allow anybody to gossip. I say if you have a problem, you need to bring it up with somebody directly, but there can be no chatter behind anyone's back. One of the things I noticed in general is how casually people do this, and they don't think it's considered gossip. They say something negative about a competitor, they talk about somebody else's work product, and they do this in a very public way, casually, offhandedly at a networking event. And one of the things that I think is really important for you is to resist that urge to engage. It's a very human thing. I mean, the truth be told, it's a very human thing. But once you engage in that behavior, you start to degrade your own brand. And what I noticed is when somebody starts doing that, it really has more of an impact on them and what I think about them than what I believe about whomever they're talking about. So when somebody starts gossiping, try to divert their attention elsewhere and engage that, conversation in that person in another way. Because what you're going to learn is when you start to gossip, even at a very low, what seems like casual, sort of harmless level, is it really starts to chip away at your brand. And what I mean by that is even if you don't have a business, even if you're just somebody who has a job and you're trying to work your way up in your career, you have a personal brand. And what I will promise you is all of that little chatter that you do will start to cause problems for you along the way. So one of the things I'd like you to do is in the next coming week, notice what you define as gossip. Pay attention to what people say at networking events or in your office or just even, in casual gatherings and how people talk about other people. All of that seemingly harmless chatter has an impact, and think about whether or not that's how you want to proceed through the world. My job is really to motivate you to be your best and highest self. I bring up this issue to the forefront because I think this is one of those things that will degrade and compromise your best and highest self. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be excellent and to go as far in the world as you possibly can. And I don't want something as silly and ridiculous as gossiping to get in the way. I don't want something so small as bad behavior to compromise your brand and keep people from seeing how remarkable you really are. So in the next week, I want you to just pay attention to who's gossiping and what people are saying about others. And I want you to start making a decision about being more conscious about what you say of others. Instead of saying something negative, try to point out something positive about somebody. Or if you can't do that, remember what your mother said. If you have nothing nice to say nothing at all.